I really, really love this move for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I don't know what they're going to do with Justin Fields. This could be the only year they have him. But it to me, Russell Wilson is only going to be here a year. We don't know what Russell Wilson is. He's only making $1.7 million. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to have a lot of money the year after. Do they decide Justin Fields is the future of this organization? Playing behind Russell Wilson for a significant amount of time, does this help the growth of a Justin Fields with a quarterback that he respected, a guy that he looked up to when he was a kid, that he really mimicked his game behind? The question is, when you sit here today, is the Pittsburgh Steelers still the team to beat now after making all these moves in the same division with the Baltimore Ravens, with the Bengals, and with the Browns? I think this is the best division in football. I don't even think you can argue that.
Yeah, every team had a winning record last year.
I don't think you can argue that. And Pittsburgh, who hasn't had a quarterback in 3 seasons? And I'm not taking shots at Kenny Pickett. They didn't do him right. How many offensive linemen has Kenny Pickett had since he's been the quarterback of that organization for the last 2.5 years? How many offensive coordinators has he had in the last 2.5 years?
Well, he got Arthur Smith now.
He's not there anymore. He's with the Eagles.
No, Arthur Smith, he's saying.
No, but I'm just saying, he's no longer with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, he's with the great Kellen Moore.
So we'll see what Kenny Pickett is. But you sit here right now, you have a guy like Justin Fields. You have a guy now like Russell Wilson. And if one of these guys get hurt, you have a backup that can get in there and do the things that you expect Arthur Smith to run. He loves to run the play action. Well, Justin Fields would be good in the play action. Russell Wilson for years in Seattle loved to play in the play action. These guys fit Arthur Smith's offense.
I don't buy the BS when they said Mike Tomlin called Russ and said, yeah, we picked him up, but you still our guy. That's smoke. I feel like that's smoke because in competition, I think the camp, when it gets to camp, I think Fields might show out in a different system than what he had in Chicago. And Pittsburgh might be the right fit for him, and he's probably the future. The reason why they signed him, get him cheap, and he could be like. I feel like this is kind of like the Geno Smith situation, and he relived his career here. You know what I mean? When Geno, see how Geno's doing in Seattle, right? You know what I mean? It was supposed to be open competition, and I think Russ got hurt, right? Then Russ get hurt, and then Geno had to go in, and then all she wrote, Wally Pip, basically. You know what I mean? In so many words. So I feel like Fields is going to play this year in Pittsburgh.
Oh, I think so too, and I think he plays 51% of the snaps. I really do.
I mean, I think that, and I think they might do a 2-quarterback system, like kind of try to do a little. You know what I mean? Because this is like when you look into the details, like you say, the way Arthur Smith calls games and the scheme, this is what he was missing in Atlanta.
I would agree with you, Sean. And I think when you look at the offense that the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't have last year, they don't have Johnson there now, and I think George Pickens is one of the better wide receivers in the league. He just never really had a chance to show his ability last year. When he did, he had that game that he had 150 yards. He could be very, very explosive. He could be a guy that can give you 1,400 yards. Remember, he was a second-round draft pick from Georgia who should have been a first-round draft pick if his knee wasn't so damaged his final year of his college in that system. So his college year. So I think he fits this system. I think Arthur Smith is going to use him very, very much in this system. Now, a guy like Drake London thrived in a system like this. I think George Pickens is a better player, Speedy, than a guy like Drake London.
I have the Steelers next year. They haven't won a season every year for the last 16 years. So, I mean, what more you think is going to happen? They add in, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the draft. And I also feel like they're going to need to get them a big target tight end. And I got the Steelers as being one of the teams to make the playoffs next year.